Hello all. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. Today, few glimpses from Ramayana, and I'm your Rakesh. So, if there is a character in Ramayana which is very important and also which is likable by every one of us, maybe there is no person in the world who is not will not be influenced, who will not be inspired, who will not like such a character, and that character is Hanuman. Yes, the Lord Hanuman, the most powerful, not only in deeds but also in action and also in words. He is very powerful and celebrated character in Ramayana. So let me take you all through this few glimpses of Hanuman's character, and then let's see what we can learn from Lord Hanuman himself. So Hanuman will meet Lord Ram when he was serving for Sugriv. Then there will be a fight between Vali and Sugriv, and Lord Ram will kill Vali. After that, there will be a few days, few months of gap because of monsoons and rainy season, where that both parties will be silent. After that, search for Masita will start, begin. So there will be teams made, and each team would be sent in each direction. So towards south will be Angad and Jambavan, Hanuman, and many other people will start this search for Masita. And when they go to the tip of Bharat, almost near to Sri Lanka, then there will be a huge question of who will cross that big ocean and go to the Lanka and search there and return back. So the entire team could not perform the task because they know their limitations and they know their strengths. So everyone was worried what to do. So now they have to return back saying that we couldn't search this particular piece of land. What if Mother Sita is there? So the entire search party, the efforts would all be ruined and the purpose is not served, right? So Jambavan comes to Lord Hanuman and he starts praying to Lord Hanuman and telling him that you have a lot more potential in yourself and this is not yourself. You could do something great, tremendous feats. And he, Hanuman, also accepts those, and he thinks about himself and he realizes that he has true potential to grow and outperform his own thoughts. So he takes up the courage, he jumps to Lanka. So the first question is, do we have the same kind of belief what Lord Hanuman had when someone recognizes our potential? Keep thinking and also keep listening to these glimpses of Hanuman. So once he reaches Sri Lanka, he starts wrecking the area, and within the palace he finds Mandodari, wife of Ravanasura, and he assumes that is Masita sleeping over there because it was night. So looking at Mandodari who was sleeping on the bed, he assumes that is its mother Sita. Then the Valmiki narrates the story as Hanuman catches his own tail and kisses it out of joy of finding out Mother Sita. And then he starts applying analytics over there, and he finds that that cannot be Mother Sita because she's separated from Lord Ram and she's here lying down on a very beautiful couch. That cannot happen. He fails in recognizing the right person. He punishes himself with few words. How could he think like this? So the second question is, when we fail, are we ready to accept it? That we have failed. We couldn't serve the purpose. We couldn't do justice in what we did. But he accepted it. And Hanuman starts wrecking again. After searching everywhere, and he lands up in Ashokavana. And while sitting on a tree, Valmiki describes that many thoughts flow into his mind, and he is down with anger, and he is depressed at that moment. He is depressed to such an extent that now, if he goes back and says he couldn't find Sita even in this part of the land, then what will be the face of the entire troop, the search party? And the entire search party has to go and say the same matter, that we couldn't find anything, and there's nothing we can tell you or give you. To Lord Sugriv, what will happen to Sugriv? And what will Sugriv say to Lord Ram? So, how will the things go up? What if all these people feels depressed and feels agitated with the nothing found scenario which could come up? So he thinks of committing a suicide. Yes, Lord Hanuman also thinks of committing a suicide. But the right attitude will get him back to his work, his duty. So so the third question is, when we feel depressed, is our attitude, our mindset prepared to take us back to our health, back to our sound mental attitude? In simple words, are you ready to get up again? So, the three questions: are you ready to believe in yourself? Are you ready to accept your failures? Then, are you ready to come back, rise again, and start performing? Because your potential is tremendous. It's not me, it's not you, it's not God. Everyone knows that everyone has a tremendous potential to outperform their own skills, their own capabilities, their own strengths. Are we ready? In the meanwhile, let's take this story to another part, another dimension. So, we all know that Lord Hanuman never married, he never had heir, right? He never had a progeny. But I think it's always not required to have a biological progeny of ours to carry forward our own vision or legacy or our own thoughts. The great people, they always work in mysterious ways. They might not have a biological heir or progeny, but the mental, emotional, or a spiritual heirs, they will keep coming again and again afterwards, after many years also. Let's take the example of Thomas Alva Edison. He was a school dropout, but he believed in himself that he could learn more and more things. He started picturizing, started structuring so many things in his young age, and learning one skill by one skill from every opportunity he gained. He was able to accept his failures. We all know that he failed in his experiment of bulb 1,000 times. He was ready to accept his failures for 1,000 times, just like how Hanuman did. After that, he was able. They say that once upon a time, that bulb setup was broken just before the experiment. But he didn't shout, he didn't react. He was only responsive. He said, okay, let's do it again. Let's postpone that whatever the demonstration session was already performed, planned out. He was able to rise again. Let's take Swami Vivekananda. He was, when Ramakrishna Paramahamsa told him that he has a tremendous potential and where he can go to the other part of the world and tell them about the Sanatana Dharma of India, he believed his master. He believed in the true potential he held, which he couldn't recognize, but master could recognize it. There he faced with many challenges, but he accepted those challenges, those failures. But again, the next day, his right attitude was ready with him to rise again and start exploring his true potential. So, Lord Hanuman, or maybe before him, there were so many people who could pass on their thoughts, their strengths to others, though they are not their biological heirs. So we can always be compassionate to take up those thoughts. We can also conceive Lord Hanuman's thoughts, beliefs, his capacity to accept the failures and to rise up again. Let me narrate my own story. After my second PUC, when I was about to step into college, I neither got engineering rank, I neither got medical rank for the first time. So I joined as BSc in statistics and I was pursuing my statistics education over there for almost 4 months. After that, I realized that I have a potential to become something else or aspire for more. I started believing in myself, and without even telling to my father or mother or anyone in the world, I started preparing for my entrance exam for medical again. And I was just left with 4 months for the examination. And I couldn't rewrite my theory exams also. So I have to only give that KSET exams, the entrance exams alone. Because whatever my second PU marks will remain status quo. I believed in myself. When I started studying, I couldn't remember many things. Then I started failing. But still, I was able to accept my failures and sought help with my father that I need some training classes. My father also supported me. And then, again, I started rising again. And when I gave the exam, this time I could clear out. And in such a rank where even I couldn't believe that I could achieve such a task. But I achieved it. So I believed, I accepted, and I was ready to rise again after my failure. So I am also a heir to Lord Hanuman. Are you a heir to Lord Hanuman? Or else become one? Thank you.